Hey y'all, it's just me today. And we talked a little bit yesterday about Mike not being here during the week as much because he is doing the school resource officer at Oilton. And I asked that you guys would pray for him. I shared with our ladies group on Sunday, our youth are in a crisis right now, and we need to be praying for them. We need to be lifting them up, and we need to be holding them up in prayer because they are in a crisis. And Mike's really making a difference. He's getting to know the kids a little bit, and um, I've seen him with the kids, and I know he's good with them. And it's just amazing to me that the Lord has given him this opportunity to do this. And I just hope that you guys will join me in praying for him, that he will have great success there, and all the school resource officers all around the nation. It's something new. A lot of schools have had them for a little while, but most schools are just now implementing that. So it's something new for a lot of schools. And so just lift that up in prayer. Stella's going to join us today, I guess, because she's being a little bit of a brat this morning and she doesn't want to be away from me. She's just like right on my hip all morning long. So Stella's with us this morning in our or this afternoon in our live. Yesterday we covered Psalms 40 verses 1 and 2. So I'm going to start in verse 3. And it says, "He has given me a new song to sing, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see what he has done and be amazed. They will put their trust in the Lord." And I think I'm just going to do verse 3 because there's a lot right there in verse 3. Stella, stop. He has given us a new song. Even when we're in our hardest, darkest, deepest, hardest days, he gives us a new song by waking us up in the morning and giving us new mercies and new grace that are new every single morning. So he's given us a new song as he wakes us in the morning, whether it's early morning when you wake up or late morning when you wake up. We talked about it at our women's meeting Sunday. I'm not a morning person. I struggle with mornings, but I hope to be someday and be able to get up at that great and that butt crack of dawn noise, as everybody says. Now I do take Stella out in the morning, usually about between 6 and 7, and so I do get to see a little glimpse of the sunrise, but then I go right back to bed because I don't like being up. But he's talking about he has given me a new song to sing. Even when we're in the pit, we can sing. Even as they sat in prison, they sang and they praised and they worshiped, and then the shackles fell off and the doors opened, and that the guard was so scared, that he was about to take his own life because it scared him so bad. It's a hymn of praise to our God. I am learning that when I start having anxiety, which I suffer with anxiety, I have for quite some time, but I'm learning when I'm feeling that anxiety come on, if I start praising God for whatever I can see, whatever's in front of me, whether it's thank you for the roof over my head, thank you for the clothes on my body, thank you for a heater, thank you for an air conditioner, thank you for whatever it may be. If we just start praising him, our body can't do both. Our body can't have anxiety and have gratitude as well. So I'm learning to start just praising him and thanking him and having that new song, a hymn of praise to our God. It's amazing. And then many will see what he has done and be amazed. We do not understand how many people are watching our lives. We just don't. We don't get it. I struggle with that sometimes because in the past few months, I've had a couple of different instances where somebody says, I watched you do this or I watched you do that, and I didn't realize anybody was watching me. So it is hard sometimes to think about that, that somebody is watching us, but that's what our life is. Our life needs to be that testimony. Even in the struggle, hold your head high, walk with the dignity and the grace that the Lord has given you, and you will accomplish great things. And other people can see how you walked through that battle and came out the other side still intact. You may have some singed feathers and you may have some bruises and bumps, but you're still intact and you held your head high and you knew what you were doing was right. And when we stand for what is right, when we stand for on the side of the Lord, he will give us those blessings. We may not be able to see him immediately, but he will provide those blessings for us. And they will put their trust in the Lord. So somebody watching you walk through a hard time, walk through a trial, may make them think, I want what they have. I want what they have, because they're going through the hardest time. They've lost this, or this has happened. They're sick. They're this. They're that. They're whatever it may be, but they still have the joy of the Lord in their heart, and that may make them say, I want what they have, and I'm going to find out what they have, and they find Jesus in that. And that's our hope every day, is that we show the world that we are in contact with, our small sphere of influence, we show them Jesus. I talked to Kelsey yesterday for just a little bit, and she was asking if I knew somebody, and she said, Mom, it's such a small world, and it really is in a lot of ways, but then it's also a really big world in a lot of ways. So I just challenge you today to go out and be the Jesus that people can see. I'm reading all of these great testimonies of, Asbury and the revival that's going on there. Down at Baylor University, they're praying for that same revival to happen there. There's just OBU had an amazing service on Sunday, and it didn't end either. So there's a lot of things, and those are young people leading those things. Those are young people without flashy lights, without smoke screens, without all of that stuff. They're just standing up there and proclaiming the word of Jesus. And that's really what we need to do. So today I pray that you would just go be somebody, to be Jesus to somebody, because sometimes we are the only Jesus that people will see. I told my kids that the whole time they were growing up. Some days you're the only Jesus that people will see. So make sure that they get an amazing picture of him. Does that mean that we're going to be perfect? We are absolutely not going to be perfect, but we can be perfect in him, because he makes us perfect, because he gave us the perfect gift in his son. So we can walk in that assurance that he will, like it said in verse 2, he lifted me out of the pit of despair, out of the mud and the mire. He set my feet on solid ground. He sets our feet on solid ground as long as we stand on his promises. And so today, again, challenge you to just go be the Jesus to somebody today. I had a call this morning from one of my ladies about our Bible study. We are doing the whole week study. So there's like 5 days, I think. I would have to look at the book to be sure, but 5 days. So do each day. Do a day. Do one portion every single day. So you'll be in the Word every single day. So if you have any questions, just give me a call at the church, 918-399-5956, or just drop by. I'm here most of the time. I did come in late today because I've been here quite a bit already, and it's only Tuesday, but I've been here quite a bit already. So, and I will be here most of the weekend this weekend. So I want to thank our sponsors that have stepped up and continue to help us. As you can tell, we need a little bit different lighting, and Doug's really looking into that. So that's what these sponsors are going to help with. Thank you to Dawn and Sheila Ferris, Bob and Gina Biswell, Howard and Janice Clark, Leonard and Debbie Spencer, Gordon and Dee Kennard, Genesis Home Health, Turnbow Trailers, Parco Tax and Services, My Travel Misha, Stacy Reese, and the Watkins family. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for stepping up and helping us. If you would like to do it, it's not too late. You can make either just a one-time donation, or you can do it throughout the year, however you want to do it. We would love for you to come on, and right now we're just having to speak the names because I haven't figured out how to get them to scroll back across the bottom yet, but we'll get there. So I thank you all for tuning in. I pray that you will share this on your pages. That's how we get this shared. That's how we get the gospel out. So I pray that you will share that, and I pray that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Tuesday. We do have a women's meeting tomorrow at 10:30. If you weren't able to come on Sunday, come tomorrow. I have some books still left, and you can join in on our study. I would love to have everybody. It's Priscilla Schreier, and it's the voice of God, and it's learning how to hear the voice of God. So that's at 10:30 tomorrow, and then we'll have youth tomorrow night. The littles at 6 and the bigs at 7. Again, I really ask that you pray for those services. Help us to reach these kids in a way that some of them are very, very difficult to reach. So please just lift them up in prayer. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I don't know all the things that Mike says at the end of the thing, so I'm just going to say thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to see you tomorrow.